Chess is a very peculiar game in that its gameplay seemingly goes against the very logic of general play. And this is perfectly exemplified by the fact that the two kings in chess are included in the play, yet at the same time excluded from sacrifice. This peculiar characteristic of the two kings is the real reason for the emergence of something like checkmate, which, according to the Oxford Companion to Chess, differentiates the game from other board games, where sacrifice is justified only if material can be regained. In chess, any number of men may be sacrificed, all kinds of advantages ceded if checkmate can be given. In short, it's a game where the winner takes it all, not the other way around. Until the early 20th century, players in modern competitions were obliged by the rule to announce checks, that is, to vocalize the word in each instance of attacking the opponent's king. This vocal ritual is still forcefully and sometimes ironically present in casual games, is generally regarded as a call for the opponent to watch for their king's safety, since the word itself is a transliteration of Shah, Persian for a king. And this is also true for the name chess in English and its equivalent in other European languages, except for the Spanish ajedrez or something like that. We shall investigate the significance of the whole etymology regarding the game's history, which is the story of one royal game from India conquering every political highland of the ancient world from Japan to England. As for the requirement for speech acts like announcing checks and the infamous checkmate, it should be noted that it was discarded due to the rise of modern formats in international competitions and consequently the growing number of games held in one playing hall. The chant might be considered secondary to the silent play of pieces on the board. Say, a preventive measure for lousy players became a ritual reinforcing the one absolute principle of the game. However, the speech acts might be part and parcel of the game itself. Instead of reducing the speech acts to their coercive or a regulative function outside the game, we might consider them right in their very ritualistic core as extensions or vocal replications of a ritual residing in the game per se. To get back to checkmate, I should say, as a concept and a characteristic unique to chess, checkmate is an example of pure symbolism overruling play. Before conceptual clarifications, I would like to bring in a well-known painting by maybe not a very famous artist if it wasn't for the relevance of the painting to the history of the game of chess. Chess game between Ruy López de Segura and Leonardo da Castro at the Spanish court is a painting by Luigi Mussini, a 19th century Italian painter, representing one of the early international chess championships taking place in 1575 at the court of Philip II in Madrid. The spectacular moment depicted by Mussini is seemingly right after a very forceful victory for the Italian master, as the young man is shown somewhat after or almost in the middle of a jump from his seat, yet holding to the seat and pushing it backward while doing an about face in the form of a bow toward the figure who must be Philip II, King of Spain. And we shall not overlook that no single soul in the scene seems to be cheering for the young victor, making his gesture all the more singled out and less befitting the royal setting. Two of the spectators seem to be taking note of the awkward encounter, while a third one is likely pondering on the old bishop's defeat, and the person who must be the queen giving ear to some maiden while gazing as it were, directly into the eyes of the spectator. The painting's vast scope and intricate design guarantee a more careful reading. Yet, for now, I would like to focus on Da Catro's restrained gesture and its equivocal signification, as it provides the whole scene with a sense of time and chronology. Figurative resemblances apart, the king's royal person is revealed and represented through this very awkward gesture. It is a gesture of triumph, regarded in continuum with the game's finale, yet at the same time and upon a cut with that continuum, it becomes a gesture of reverence toward the king. Imagine the heightening tension on the board and among the spectators as the Italian master delivers a forceful sequence of moves, beginning with some unexpected checks and ending in an eventual checkmate, with all the accompanying vocal rituals in the otherwise silent royal chamber. Finally, the young Italian master delivers and announces checkmate. You may know the meaning of the infamous term, the king is dead. Unlike check and chess, which are transliterations of the Persian noun shah, mate is believed to be derived from the Arabic for died, mata. Some scholars disagree with this consensus. Shah mat shodan, meaning the king becoming stunned or abandoned, is the old Persian phrase brought into discussion in an article by American Oriental Society issued in 1938. The argument is strong, relying on old Persian documents discovered and translated in the late 19th and early 20th century. Yet, the whole case is irrelevant regarding later adaptations of chess. The old Persian phrase has gone through many mediations, like the game itself, which has changed through many adaptations before coming to medieval Europe. A more serious inquiry would be to look into the significance of the mistranslation itself. The established meaning of checkmate as a Euro-Arabic term becomes all the more clearly pronounced if we take into consideration the royal imaginarium, which was medieval political theology dominating every aspect of the political thought of the era. The king is dead, long live the king. It's a very well-known maxim of the era, assimilated by today's pop culture. Le mort saisit le vif, le roi ne mort jamais. Meaning death seizes the living, the king never dies. It's an old French law believed to be stating and instating the perpetual nature of sovereignty. The English royals went so far as to build a juridical doctrine declaring the king to possess not one but two bodies. One is a natural body subject to disease and human deficits, and the other a political one, which is divine and immortal. The whole case is very well elaborated and analyzed by Ernst Kantorowicz, a very renowned historian of Middle Ages, in his groundbreaking work, The King's Two Bodies, dubbed as Study in Medieval Political Theology. My, should I say, theoretical wager is that the game of chess, with its fundamental opposition of the twin kings, should be incorporated into Kantorowicz's analysis. Firstly, for how the game is received and appreciated by European royalty, which in turn should be read as a reflection of a deep affinity between the phenomenon and the discourse. Now, to conclude our preliminary reading of Mussini's painting, I want to put some words, so to speak, into the young Victor's mouth Imagine him doing a hasty about-face after delivering checkmate and its vocal announcement, but also because of it, if that makes sense. No man yet has said mate in a voice which failed to sound to his opponent bitter, boastful, and malicious. Imagine the poor Italian victor in the court of the King of Spain. Dismayed by his own utterance, he might have done the about-face to deliver an adoration toward Philip II, toward the king in the living flesh. Long live the king. As a friend of mine emphatically puts it, it is impossible to represent chess, the game, in any other medium except the board of chess itself. Yet Mussini did it by highlighting the ritual in the game, and in so doing represented the Spanish court in the form of a chessboard. If that makes sense. What follows is not another history of chess, but a critical attempt at reimagining some parts of human history through the lens of an esoteric, if not secret, history of chess. We shall delve into the game insofar as it can be seen as a miniature of a dead world order, the world of kings. So, bear with me if you want to know something about the game of chess and history, with a pinch of hysteria.